Welcome to Artistic Expressions. I'm your host, Michelle Thomas, and today we have a special guest, a dear friend of mine, an artist friend of mine, AnneMarie Williams of K La Rue Educational Arts in Motions, and she has a special treat for us. Thank you for joining us at Artistic Expressions.
Hold your head as high as you can, high enough to see who you are, little man. Life sometimes is cold and cruel, maybe no one else will tell you, so remember that you are black gold, black gold. You are black gold.
Welcome back to Artistic Expressions. With me, I have AnneMarie Williams of K La Rue Educational Arts in Motion, otherwise known as Jedda. And before we get into our interview, we're going to do things a little different. Jedda will give us a sampling of what it is she does. She does work with children, so if you have little ones in the house, now would be a great time to gather them around so that they can participate in what it is Jedda has in store for us. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Jedda.
It's exciting to be with you again, Michelle. How wonderful.
Yes, this is exciting. So I just want you to give a slight example or tell me about what it is you do.
Well, that's exciting for me to do, as a matter of fact. What I do, and I finally have kind of synchronized it into something very simple. I do creative music and movement as an educational tool. I teach children numbers, shapes, colors, dispositional attitudes, and I use my own songs that I've written myself to do that. And it's a wonderful educational tool for teachers. It's great for young children, especially ages 2 to 6. That's my favorite group, but I also work with older children. I do creative music and movement. I do hip hop. I do ballet, which is my background is in ballet and Martha Graham modern dance. And I was trained by Albano, who was trained by the father of ballet, Balin Sheen, and the mother of modern dance, Martha Graham. So I feel like I'm third generation, and I'm really excited about that. And I've been doing this for over 25 years. So I've actually put time in. I do a combination of storytelling, songs, folk songs, and songs that I've also created with creative music and movement. It's always interactive and participatory. And my new focus this year is the family focus, because we do not have enough family-focused programs in the city of Hartford. And that's what I want to bring to my studio that's located in Artpeace. Studio 304, and I'm excited about it.
Yes.
I'm doing great things there, and I want to say that God has just blessed me with being able to, I've got my dance floor now, and I'm ready to connect with the people.
So we'll talk more about what it is you do at your studio, 304. But now, what kind of treat do you have for us?
Well, I really want to give a little sampling of what I do with the children. And so I'm going to share a few of my songs, just about one or two, but they kind of connect.
Okay.
And it's interactive, so I want you to get up in your living rooms or in your classrooms or wherever you're located and really get involved and join in. It'll be fun. Okay, is everybody in the room? Oh, good. What I want you to do is first start out. We're gonna say, clap your hands. Try it, go 1, 2, 3. Can you do that with me? Try it again, ready? Clap your hands, 1, 2, 3. And shout, hooray, go, hooray! Shake somebody's hand, shake your shiggity, shiggity, shake. That's how we say. Come on now, go. High five, high five. It means you're doing really good. Can you do that one more time? Go. It means you're doing really good. Try it again. High five, high five. You know what? It puts a check on your attitude. You know, sometimes you get an attitude because you're upset about some stuff. So if you're feeling kind of sad, show me a sad face. Or feeling kind of glad, or mad enough to make a stew. Can you show me how you get that mad stew? Stamp that foot one more time. Go. What do you do when you're upset? I'm gonna tell you what you do. You count to 10. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And start all over again. Start all over again. Say, I feel good. Did you do it?
And that was fabulous. The energy, the excitement, just the rhythm of that, I got into that. I'm like, start all over again. So I can imagine seeing you with children, you know, a mass of children, the energy's moving. What is that like for you?
You know, that's so interesting because it's so funny. When I'm with adults, it's a different kind of take. But when I'm with children, I go back to 5. I am 5 all over again, and I do the giggles, and we sit down, and it's very, it's almost spiritual, it's spontaneous. You know, sometimes they say something and it sparks something in me, and I might, you know, I had this plan, this script that I thought I was going with, and then a child says something to me and I'm off script. And it's kind of hard because sometimes I think, you know, teachers or other educators go, well, you didn't follow the script. I couldn't, because this was so much more valuable, and it kind of was hitting on something important. For me, it's my tagline to my business, where learning is an adventure. I think learning should be an adventure. It should be an exploration. It should take you places, just like when we read books. We go to different countries and we experience things that we probably would never experience if we lived in town and never left.
Right. It's not stagnant.
It's not
moving.
Yes. And so that's the way I see it. And it's wonderful. It's developmentally appropriate for our young children. As a matter of fact, that's why I came back to Hartford. I was doing this type of stuff out in Tallinn and Ellington for 3 years. And those children were advancing. They were having an awesome time. And I said, this is what our children need. And it's been a challenge trying to get people to recognize the importance of it.
So when you say our children, speak to me about who are our children? What is the community you're serving?
The children of Hartford, Connecticut, my babies that live right here in the city, that go to our public schools, are supposed to be getting this creative music and movement on a daily basis. Sure. They're not supposed to be bogged down with tables and chairs, you know, doing ditto sheets. And I'm sorry, I mean, they need to be having interactive opportunities. Sure. And I could pretty much get them to do a lot of work done, accomplished, with just a song. In that song I just sang, it was about behavior. You know, I actually have a story that goes with it, and one of the stories is it's about the ugly bug. Right. Oh yeah, the ugly bug. You know, you don't see it, you can't hear it, but it's there. Okay. You know, and sometimes, you know, the ugly bug gets on you when you left the house this morning. Before you got in school, the ugly bug is there, and you just got, you know, some children come in, they got an ugly bug on their shoulder for some reason. Right. We don't know what it is, and we don't know that they have it, but we know that they have it when they act out. So, like, you know, I usually say, I said, you know, when Johnny was building this wonderful set of blocks, he felt so good, and he told Miss Smith about it, and he was feeling good about building his blocks. And then that ugly bug on James or Jill, it doesn't really matter, saw it and decided, the ugly bug just said, you should knock those blocks down. Didn't think about it, and that's what happens. They walk over, knock the blocks down. Now, James is all stressed out. What? And the ugly bug jumps off of his shoulder onto James' shoulder and says, you know what? You should hit him. Because, you know, it's retaliation. And, you know, he goes to reach out and hit him, but guess what? He hit Sarah, who's walking by with a little tray. She had Sarah. But Sarah knows about this ugly bug thing. And she says, she hears the ugly bug says, you should do it. And she goes, she takes a deep breath, and she counts to 10.
Nice.
And she says, I am the master of my mind. I tell my mind and tell my body what to do each and every time, because we make choices. And she makes a choice to say, you know, why did you do it? Instead of reacting.
Right.
And then he says, I don't know, I was upset, and then, because he knocked my blocks down, why did he do it? And he's like, I don't know, it just something told me. And that's usually a typical day in kindergarten.
Sure.
So giving them some other options of saying, you know, I'm gonna count to 10 and start all over again, learning to ask questions about why it happened. We have to begin to teach them that democratic process now when they're 2, 3 years old. So when they grow up, they don't think that they're gonna solve problems by punching somebody or hurting somebody physically. That's not the answer.
Yeah, I think we need to start with the kids with the ugly bug, because I'm pretty sure we can think of some adults who might have that going on.
Okay.
So starting with our youth is probably the best.
And it's so wonderful.
start.
I was teaching out in Tolland and Ellington, and I was having a bad day. I guess the ugly bug was on me too. And my boss came in and she said, you know, you should be smiling. And I was kind of like, really kind of upset about it.
Defiant.
A little defiant. And Sarah said, Miss Williams, because that's my last name, you don't have to smile if you don't want to.
Okay.
And I said, thank you, Sarah. Because see, that's what we tell her.
Yeah.
That if she doesn't want to participate in this particular activity, she can make a choice. She has a choice to participate or be a watcher.
Right.
And so we've talked about it all the time. So she told me, you don't have to smile if you don't want to. And I said, thank you, Sarah. And I didn't. And it was wonderful. You know, and children know the rules. They understand it. Right. And they gain a lot of it. Mm-hmm. I've worked in the public schools for quite a bit of years as well, and it's just wonderful. As a substitute teacher, I taught for many years, and I loved it. You know why? Because I got different classes, and I would walk in there, and they would look at me, and I'd look at them, and one would say, you know, there's always a leader in the bunch. Is she gonna say something? And I said, yeah, I'll say something. When you sit down, I'm waiting to start. And I would sing the rules of the room for them. And you know what? Throughout the day, they would sing the rules back for somebody, because we have to do one song that goes, don't be a news reporter, tell it on someone else. And so somebody might say, oh, Johnny's taking my pen. And the kids would turn around and go, don't be a news reporter, tell it on someone else. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because they can handle some of those things on their own.
Absolutely.
Let's teach them to make some conscious decisions, some good choices, and know that they can make them. And if they're not making them, we can guide them through the process. That is what we are. As teachers, we are guides, taking them on this adventure of understanding the world that we live in.
But it seems as though your philosophy has so much music ingrained in it that that's kind of you have all these life lessons and knowledge and things inside of you, but the way about which you kind of impart that knowledge seems very obviously through music.
Yes, it is the basis of in which I breathe, and I fell upon it when I started out in my schooling. I graduated cum laude from it's now Capital, but it was Greater Hartford Community College, and I was trained by some of the greats.
Woodland Street back in the day.
Cynthia Greenblatt, Sue Maislin, McCarthy, those were my elders. Dr. Regina Miller, those people gave me the foundation to the work I did and allowed me to be creative in my exploration of understanding the craft that I do.
So how did K La Rue Educational Arts in Motion come about, and you know, what was the inspiration behind it? What is the significance of the name? Like, what are your roots in who you are and how you've crafted, you know, this entity that now touches, you know, all of Hartford in different areas?
It's so funny because when I started, right before it was prior to being having children.
Sure.
I was really into acting. I was going to be an aspiring actress. and then I had children,
Right.
you know, and I started in my children's school doing my creative movement, and I actually was going to school at the same time.
Where were you going?
I was at Greater Hartford,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I started and I said, this is what I want to do.
Right.
I want to support teachers in the classroom, because right now our teachers are really dealing with a lot of paperwork.
Sure.
And it is a hindrance to them being able to do the real teaching. They're so busy documenting everything that they do, they can't do the exploration that our children used to be exposed to in the learning. I said, I want to be a help to them, to bring that in so they can extrapolate from what I do, and I can support what they're trying to accomplish, and let's fit that into the core that they're trying to do now. And I named it after my children. My daughter, my youngest daughter's name is Kolea, and her name means created by a powerful source.
All right.
It's a Hebrew root.
Come on.
And my first daughter, my oldest daughter, is Lael, and her name means created by Jehovah God. And when I created the name, I got a couple, some of the art organizations. Well, what does it mean? I go, it means created by a powerful source. That's what it means. And
I meant that all the way.
All the way. And I come from a singing background. I was a background singer with a top 40s group from Hartford, Connecticut called Xavier.
Yes,
Went
I
on
do
tour,
remember Xavier.
opened for Sky, D-Train, Barcades.
Yeah, that's back in the day.
Back in the day. So singing is a root that
Yes.
I've always been a part of.
Yes.
And it was a wonderful experience. And when I came back to Hartford, I said, I want to do this. I want to educate through music. And then when I went to school and I could see that there
Right.
was a way for me to do that, I was sold, and have been doing it for the past, I guess I could say 25 years, but it's really like 30
really
years
30
now.
years, yeah.
Going in like now it's 27, 28 years. I started when my children were just born.
So let's look at the evolution of K La Rue, and we can kind of contrast what the differences are from when you started, and kind of evolve into who you are today, and the kind of movement that you're going into. So let's what were your kind of classes like, and what were you trying to do and reach at that
It's really
time?
great, because that's a great question. Education at that time was very grassroots, and it allowed for really hands-on exploration. I actually had great opportunities when I did my internship to really work with the schools where the children
Sure.
actually were. I created lesson plans, and I could actually have the opportunity to implement them.
Okay.
And my teachers were great guides in telling me what needed to be a part of that, and what was the educational extrapolation from that. It was wonderful. I did an art project where I was teaching them about how colors change
Okay.
and mix colors. And I remember creating a funnel, and this cream base came out, and when the kids massaged it, they saw the color from shaving to make yellow and green. Are those the primary colors that make?
You mean for
To make green.
blue and yellow?
Blue and yellow. The children shaved blue and yellow,
Yes.
and when the cream-based paint came down and we smudged it, they saw green, and I was like, wow, did you see that? And it was so wonderful for
Right.
me, and it was very tactile. They
Yeah.
enjoyed it, but they understood that. And when their parents came and asked them, what'd you learn? Oh, we made the color green from yellow and blue.
Right.
It was concrete. We
Right.
took an abstract concept and made it a concrete subject. Those were the times I learned the best, and
Okay.
those were the opportunities where I developed and created K La Rue, and
Okay.
realized that those songs and giving children an opportunity, teaching them listening skills now. We have titles for all this wonderful stuff that back then we didn't use. It was just a given.
Right.
Now it's the core, and you have to line it with the core. But in some ways, I feel that we inhibit the creativity that comes from spontaneous, teachable moments. They've got a new name now, the Reggio method. But we were doing
Labels.
that for years.
Absolutely. It's just the way to categorize and label and put a name to it and fit it so we can identify it. But absolutely, the same
Yes.
things that are going on have been going on for
Yes.
many years.
And I got laid off from the school system, and I said, you know what? I'm going to live the rest of my life doing what I love to do. And I love singing songs to young children, teaching them numbers, letters, shapes. I did it out in Thailand, and they gained so much knowledge.
Now, when you were doing that out in Thailand, you were independent. You weren't under the umbrella of the school system. You came in as a contractor, or how?
I was actually working for that school.
Okay.
It was a private school, and I basically served 180 students.
Okay.
I worked in 2 schools, and I was the music movement specialist.
Okay.
My room had all the movement. I had the large blocks. I had the music toys. I had the dress-up play stuff. Let me tell you,
fun stuff.
Oh, I had the fun stuff. Let me tell you something. People don't believe it. I had 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds standing in line,
Right.
waiting to take their turn.
Right.
And I said, because I always do it first. I exhibit it. So the
Absolutely.
children saw me, they said, "What are you doing, Miss Williams?" I says, "I'm becoming a butterfly."
Getting ready.
And I was putting on the stuff, and I'd get in line, and they said, "What are you doing?" I says, "I have to wait in line for my turn." And they were like, so they got in line too.
Modeling. Absolutely.
Modeling.
Absolutely.
And then I would do it, and they were like, let me tell you something, the other teachers were blown away because they were actually standing in line waiting for their turn. And the parents out there were very supportive of what
Sure.
was happening in the classroom. And I wrote down, like they would share with me. I said, tell me a little bit about your character. And they said, I'm a special butterfly. I come out of the sky. I have starlight. Honey, those parents went shopping, got that stuff. So it evolved, and I said, you know
Right.
what? We got to have a fashion show.
Right.
Let's make a fashion show.
Always thinking ahead.
So that's, I just go with what's going on with the children.
Sure.
Our children in the city need these same opportunities.
Right.
They would be totally blessed and engrossed, and they would get it.
Right.
My granddaughter right now, she's 3. She sits on her Kiva.
Yes.
She is something. She comes to me, and I go, oh, I'm having a bad mood. She goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Start all over again. You can do it, Jedda. I go, you're right, I can do it.
Right.
I taught her that. She now knows
Absolutely.
it. She's translated. She gets it. She counts to 10.
Right.
She does her song. She knows the song. She teaches other kids the song. And it's so funny. She's 3. She knows how to sit in a circle. I've gone into some classrooms where, they can't sit down for 5 minutes because they don't think that they can. But once we get engaged in the singing, they're down there, they're singing, they're taking turns, they're taking their turn. It's my turn to sing my name. Jedda, Jedda, Jedda is my name. Hey, give me a clap, clap, clap. Give me a snap, snap, snap. Give me a clap, clap, clap. Because that's how you say your name. Has to be animated, has to be exciting.
That's
'Cause
engaging. Who's not listening to that?
You won't listen to that.
I'm in there, I'm like, can I do my name? What we doing?
Yes.
Absolutely. You know what? You made me think about the history of, singing and how important that is in storytelling. And it kind of makes me think of rap. Absolutely.
Yes.
Because our history is so tied into song and how we pass information down.
Yes.
Not only instruction, because like how you do, you are able to captivate an audience and captivate the children and have them follow direction.
Yeah.
But then you go that next step of giving information, and that kind of makes me think of like our storytelling ancestry. Which does tie into rap, which is what we do. We tell stories.
I actually have a song called Hair Braiding Tales.
Yes.
It was derived from my thought about how stories actually traveled.
Yes.
And I was all about Black history. And I thought, these stories, I was doing the research and I was finding out, this is the same story, but it's different animals. In other words, in Africa, the stories it was pretty much, Anansi the spider is the same, but there's lions in the stories and animals from indigenous to that country. And then when they traveled, they went to the islands, because my father from the islands, him from Jamaica. That's from Kingston. I would say to my father, I said, Daddy, they say everybody's from Kingston. He says, I don't care. I am from Kingston. And he was from Kingston, just to let you know. And the animals changed. There was different type of animals that were indigenous of West Indies. Now, when those stories traveled to America through slavery, the stories became Brer Rabbit.
Right.
The spider changed into a rabbit. And there's fox, because those are the animals indigenous to this place. And I thought that was really interesting to me. And so I thought, wow, it'd be great to tell stories from those 3 different places and show how they connect culturally, and I tied them together with a song. And I have a wonderful guitarist. I wish she could have been here tonight. It's Miss Mama Ethel. I'm gonna call her Mama Ethel, but her real pet name, like mine, is Jedda. Hers is Apple.
Okay.
And she calls herself Apple, so it's Jedda and Apple.
Jedda
and
Apple.
She plays the guitar, and she's on it, and we do hair braiding tails, hair braiding tails. Sit right down, I got a story to tell. Sit right down, I got a story to tell. You can braid it. Now you got a part. Your part is uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. That's your part. So the audience has their part, because it's not about telling stories and singing. Is not about somebody singing to you. It's about you engaging. That is very rudimentary in our own culture. We do it at church, you know. There's a call and response, you know. So then I say, you can braid it. Cornrow it. Do you know I can plait it? I can fish tail it. Hair braiding tails, hair braiding tails. Sit right down, I got a story to tell. And then I go into my story. So it's awesome. I love it. It's like the most wonderful moment. I mean, when I get to go to work and do that, my day is fabulous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that punch the clock lady. She's gone.
Sitting in the office, little cute.
In that box. As Sister Anyango said, and I have to bring her up, she's with Fly Fitness. Who's Fly? We're Fly. I love her. She's very inspirational. She said, you know, that's awesome, sister. She says, because you never was in the box. And sometimes you got to burn the box because people try to put you back in. I'm not going back to the box.
Just destroy the box.
The box is
there is no box.
I don't have the box. And they keep trying to put me in the box. I'll be like, I don't have no box. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a funny joke. I went to a Catholic school, which is where my roots are from too. My mother sent me to Catholic school. And I came to do creative music and movement. And the sister said to me, where is your box? Where is your music? Now, I was like, nah, I had an ugly brother. I really wasn't in a good mood early in the morning, and I was like, And I said to her, I didn't mean it, but I was a little snippety. I said, I am the box. I am the music. And when I finished the session, she said, you are the box. You are the music. And when she said it to me, it was like, yeah. I was being like kind of, you know, I was being a little testy about it.
By the end of it, I mean, you do what you do. I do.
And I had a whole plan that day. I had a whole plan what I was doing, and one child started tying another child's shoe. And I just went off on that tangent because it was so awesome how they were helping each other. And I felt like that was more important than kind of what I had going on. And we just went off on a tangent. I actually create songs that way, on a tangent.
Right, just seeing what's going on.
Yeah. Actually, I had an opportunity to work with Metzner Center this last couple of months.
Yeah.
It was wonderful, and I created a song called The Backpack. So we take out our backpack and we put it in our lap. We unzip it and we open to see what's inside. We take out our listening ears. 1 pair, 2 parts, click clack. 1 pair, 2 parts. You know that's really hard because I have 2 ears, but it's only 1 pair. And there's a lot of body parts that we have that are 1 pair but 2 parts. But guess what? We got body parts that is only 1. And so the children have to differentiate between that. Then we put on our thinking cap.
Everything is learning.
And I would say we put on our thinking cap. It's not a pair, it's only 1. And our most important part is our control button. I had to put that in the last couple of years. We need the control button. And so it's just great. I love it.
So I just want you to touch on because you do so much programming and there's so many different programs, I just want you to briefly talk about what different programs you do supply for the city and how that, how you go about
Thank
that.
you. I have been going out, usually reaching out to schools, and I've always done that.
Right.
This year, I have my own studio,
Yes.
Studio 304. And I'm offering a Family Me series where
Okay.
parents, grandparents, whoever cares for the child comes in and does the songs and the creative movement with myself and Miss Ethel. We're
Okay.
going to be offering that on Tuesday mornings, 10:30 to 11:30 for the stay-at-home
Yep.
families. On Saturday mornings, 10:30 to 11:30, I'm offering a class called Keeping the Songs Alive. I
Okay.
had 8 weeks, 8 sessions with Sweet Honey in the Rock.
Yes.
That's free. It's a community class, and we're just
Okay.
exploring vocals and singing and just, I don't know where it's going, but it's
Right.
awesome.
Right.
We've had 4 sessions in, and it's just phenomenal.
Okay.
We're doing a class, I have a class with Barbara Washer, who's another, we also do programming with Harvard Performs that
Yes.
reaches out to the city, and she's, her focus is really in acting, and I act too, but we're combining our crafts together, and we're calling the class 5, 6, 7, 8 for ages 5 to 8.
Yes.
And also I'm offering some Tai Chi classes. That's where I'm going. I have a background in fitness, and I've been teaching fitness for the same amount of times, Bally's,
Yep.
Holiday Health and Fitness, the YWCA,
YWCA.
and I've done aerobics, I've done it all.
Swim.
And yes, Lord, I've done aqua aerobics. My focus now is on Tai Chi. I think
Okay.
it's a wonderful opportunity for men and women that are interested in getting back into fitness, finding their body alignment, and I really can only have 12 people. It's a private class.
Sure.
I call it the first 12.
Sure.
Get there or be square. And I'm also opening it up for other ages, and here's my gift. If you have a child that of different age outside of 5, 6, 7, 8, and you want a class for that
Sure.
child, call me up, reach out to me, help me fill the class. We're gonna create a class around your child. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? And guess what? I'm not going to charge that parent helping me, because that's time is money and money is time.
Yeah.
And I want that parent involvement. I need that parent involvement.
Absolutely.
A parent that cares about where their child is. That's important to me, because that shows me that I'm not alone. We're working together to create the community. I also do a recognition of our elders.
Yeah.
Last year we did Living Legends Among Us,
Yes.
where we honored our oldest storyteller, Gertrude Blakes, and we had some elders in the room: Pat Johnson, Elvin Carter, Senior,
Yes.
Byron, photography. Oh my gosh, there were so
Yeah.
many. Kyle Hodges, Leslie Mansell, Francis Sharp. I mean,
Oh,
there were so
Francis
many elders in the room. From Nzinga's daughters, Gail Harris, wonderful people that need to be recognized. I'm excited, and I just want to share one more thing.
Sure.
I'm having my upcoming Gala
Yep, I
Slam.
was going to ask you, what is your
Upcoming
what's the current
Gala Slam.
project?
This is the current project. It's the week of June 15th to the
Yep.
27th. It's called Come Meet the Village. And I'm getting all of the village folks that are artists in our community, that do things in our community. They're coming to represent. I've got Sister Caroline Austin. She's doing a natural hair tea on the 15th. I'm doing a 3-day workshop with my sisters from the Keeping the Songs Alive.
Yep.
Joy Monroe is doing her body art print. We're having some samples with Andrea Chapadro, one of our Mecca up there in the skies. I'm gonna give it to him. He'd be like, oh shh, but he's awesome. And we're doing, I'm having Commit Maroon, She Project with Daryl G. Fitzgerald. I'm doing my piece, which is Legend Songs and Let's Dance with the Children programming, and I'm hoping, and I know that Andre Key, Mama Miss Jane,
That's
from
a huge
it's
event.
just I've got these people that are like, oh, you're doing so much. No, I'm not. These are opportunities for us to share. And of course, I would like to say I am featuring you, Michelle Art. She is going to be my keynote artist, and it's
We'll
what's
have a
the name of the
special
word?
surprise,
Yes,
too.
we'll share with
Very-
that later. I'm excited. The funds that I'm raising for this is scholarship money for people to attend my class. I want my classes to be affordable at $20, for parents to pay penny $20 for their child or themselves, because you can come for yourself, and then for the family grouping, it'll be $24. So I'm trying to get some started. I'm trying to make connections with the businesses downtown. We're a village. We need to work together and come together. I'm really excited about that.
So anything you'd like to share? I wanted to ask you the question, like, what would you do? What advice would you give to, young artists, kind of starting out in the dance and theater kind of realm?
It's funny.
Because you've been, you have so much knowledge, so much experience.
Thank you.
Someone starting out, what advice would you give them?
Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody turn you around. You might get discouraged. You might be a little taken off the path. You might have to do something else to get to the next step. But know, and without a shadow of doubt, that that's what you're going to do, and you will accomplish it. And I am looking for people that want to. Come on and join me. I can help you. I'm really articulate. I have the technique in ballet and Martha Graham. I love to share it, and I'm looking for some interns. Let's make this happen.
Nice.
Let's make your art speak. It doesn't have to all be about me, because it really isn't about me. It's about the community and about the wonderful people in the community. People like Nita Zareed, Mama Zareed. She's singing. It's just, there's so many wonderful people in our community, and our children and our babies don't know them. It's time for us to get back to our grassroots, and I'm hoping the city will embrace us.
That's right.
So.
What are your future? Where do you see yourself, 5 years from now? Like, you have all this exciting energy and all these projects, and things are really, kind of gelling and working.
Yeah.
Where do you see that? Where do you project that?
It'd be funny, 5 years ago when I was thinking about this question, I was like, I just want to end up on the beach telling stories and face painting and selling, fruits.
Right.
That was my retirement. Now, I really want to develop a school.
Amen, yeah.
I want to develop a school with other artists like myself, because I never saw myself as a solo artist. I always loved being a part of the group.
Collaboration.
And collaboration is the key. We have the gifts to do it, and we can make that Utopia School right here in downtown Hartford. I don't know how long I'll be in Artspace. If Artspace is that place, I would love it to be that and embrace what we're trying to do. But I don't know. I'm not going to be in the box.
I'm right there with you. One of my long-term goals is the same thing, is to start a school. I had many years with Artpeace Academy.
Yes,
I was looking through my old stuff today, and I saw that I have the trade name and everything. And I was like, under the name it says, what's the description? It was simply art school. That's one of my dreams. It's the same. Like, we need a school. We need to kind of have that resource that says this is what we can offer, and people need that, because you see in the school system things are cut, right? What is cut? Gym and art and music and everything else.
And let me tell you something. There are some awesome artists in our community that we don't always get a fair shake in terms of doing our arts. There are grants out there that try to help some of us, and I have to give a shout out to the city of Hartford. They actually supported me in getting my dance floor. They helped me. I want to give a shout out to the entrepreneur program.
Got your start.
They helped me to revamp my K La Rue and take it on the next level.
And you're giving me some of that information.
Yes.
So it's like,
shout out to Mutual Housing Leadership Program.
Absolutely,
Just some of the programs that are here that we need to take advantage of. But the next step is some of these programs that have been here for years need to now come together and embrace us and help us to get on our feet. The elders need to take us to the next step, which is, who are the next set of elders to be raised? Well, I employ our elders that are out there to begin to gather who they are and begin to raise us, so we can step in their shoes and carry this legacy that we have begun.
A mentorship program, the same is what it
has to be, and I just love it. I've done a lot of creations. Mixer Sean, Elvin Carter Sr., Elvin Carter Jr.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, no.
He's
Extremely
awesome.
talented.
He has to be in our school. He's got to be in the school. The young brother I just met, and it's terrible, his name escapes me, but he plays the piano,
Yeah.
and he is just awesome. He usually plays for Nita Z, and he's just an outstanding brother. And next time when you talk, you're going to let them know his name escapes me.
Sure,
but,
sure.
but he's just
Absolutely.
awesome. A lot of great artists in our city. Sister Anyango, I'm giving her a shout out. She's been very inspirational. And she also is going to be at our Gala Slam.
Yes.
She's doing a piece called Women Empowerment Through Movement and Meditation on June 26th. It's going to be hot. And of course, I'm having my thank you party, for all the folks that have supported me throughout the years. I've got good friends like Victoria Chateau, Joyce Bosco, again, Leslie Mansell, Jackie Bright. Shout out to Jackie and Mary. My heart goes out to them. These are just people that are special in my heart and have been there. I call them, I'm like, what do I do?
Right.
They're like, okay, look, chill. My sister, Leslie Ann Bird, and my children, Lael and Kalea, and my grandchildren. I'm going to give her a shout. Kanaya, Kamaya, Kalasia Lynn, King, Akiva, and Shalom. And one on the way.
So I want to make sure I give the information, give your
Yes.
information out before we,
Close
so
out.
that people know how to reach you,
Yes.
where to go, for any
Yeah.
information
Right.
on your programming,
Yes.
and how to sign up for some stuff.
Yes, yes.
So your website is KLaRue.com. We'll definitely post that on so
Yeah.
that people can actually reach you there. You're at Artpeace.
Yeah.
How long have you been at Artpeace?
3 years.
3 years.
The magical number.
Yeah. And you're in Suite 304
Yep.
with your new dance floor.
Yes, yes. And they can call me at 860-278-8687.
We'll make sure we put that on the screen so everybody can have that
And
information.
email me too. And I'm looking to hear from them. I'm ready. I'm ready for the village to come. So come.
Just say your email for me.
It is K as in kind, L as in love, A is in awesome, R is in royal ruby, U as in unpredictable, E as in expression, D as in dance, A is in ounce, awesome again, awesome sauce. R is in ruby, and T as in tenacious at yahoo.com.
And we'll definitely
What?
put
What you
that
said?
up. So I really just want to thank you so much.
Oh, give me a hug, sister.
You're my heart.
And we go
This
back,
is
and I want you to know my logo was created by Michelle. Many moons
K La
ago.
Rue.
K La Rue.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. We did some alterations to it, and it looks fab.
Yeah, so we're good. But thank you so much for joining us on Artistic Expressions. And we'll definitely look forward to all the exciting things that, are going to happen in the city of Hartford. And
Especially my television show. I'm going to be green growing Jedda B.
That's right.
That's right.
all the stories that are coming out. But thank you so much.
Thank you.